I'll be taking you through the various categories: showers, the bathtubs, and the lavatory and kitchen faucets. More, touch on a few technical points that we've done. Because obviously, we try to make the products very aesthetic. So the outside is important, as I'll explain with the finishes and some of the matching components. But also we put a lot of thought into the what sort of goes behind the wall. So I want to touch a little bit on the three valves that are in the family, and show you what are the possibilities with that, what you can do, how you can install it, and some of the features. So we'll start with the valve. So as Mark said, we have basically three valves. These are all thermostatic valves. These are actually two of the valves are long running SKUs that are already proven and true. First one is the two-way thermostatic valve with a two-way diverter, basically allowing you to do one function or the other function with the off being in the center. So anybody wants to do a very simple tub and well, you can do tub and shower, or you can do tub and slide bar, or tub and shower head, or shower head and slide bar. You can do these, no problem. Regarding the valve, obviously for installation we have the min and max. So again, that's more for the installers, but we always indicate what are the installation depths that needs to be respected, and we make it a clear sticker, so to avoid any confusion. So that's the two-way. If somebody wants to do a more complete, say they want to do a tub spout, a shower head, and a slide bar, the R98 TSR3 is the way to go. So basically the same platform as the two-way and the three-way. The thermostatic body is the same. In fact, we use the same thermostatic cartridge. It's a Vernay thermostatic cartridge. It's basically it's a 100-year-old company, leaders in thermostatic control, and we use this one in all the products. So in this case, we have a same thermostatic cartridge. Instead of a two-way diverter, we have a three-way diverter. One neat thing with this three-way diverter is actually that it allows you to share ports. So if a specific client is looking for the possibility to use the shower head and the hand shower at the same time, this is the valve to go with. Or you'll see like the following valve is also very neat. Basically, what this allows you to do is three functions: shower head, hand shower, body jets or spout. And basically, when you turn the diverter in the middle position, this allows you to combine both ports. So for example, if you put a shower head and a hand shower over here, when you turn the diverter to the center position, you can combine without having any drop in flow rate. You can combine both functions. So it's really great if you want to do like a his and hers installation, or any installation with body jets or whatnot. Okay. Same thing. The installation, now the guard is not here. Basically, all these valves come with the same type of plastic guard to protect during installation. Lastly, is in the valve category is our thermostatic valve with push button diverters. So this is actually similar to the two-way, the first valve that I've spoken about, with the exception that now instead of having a single diverter where you have to turn to switch between positions, you have two independent controls. And what's really cool about this is that it actually allows you to activate one function or the other, deactivate both, or use both at the same time, or deactivate if you're environmentally conscious and you want to save some water while you're showering. If not afraid of the cold, then you can turn off the water while you're not using it, and then simply push the button, turns it on again, and then you can rinse. So that's a really neat valve. Once again, comes with guards on both sides. And one important aspect of it is that, I mean, we realize this is like a new product. It's a new concept, new way of doing things. That's why testing was a big part of the kind of the persuasion of it. We've done testing, obviously the thermostatic cartridge, that's a proven cartridge. These diverters have been pushed up to 270,000 cycles, meaning they've been pushed in and out 270,000 times in order to make sure that there's that the function, you'll have good function now in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. Okay. One other aspect of the valve, which is very important, is that typically check stops on both sides of the cartridge are standalone. They're the same basically. In this case, what we've done is that we made them interchangeable. This is actually useful for, say, if somebody, usually you have to install the cold side on the right and hot on the left. If by misfortune they're actually reversed, instead of actually breaking the wall or switching the pipes around, what you can do is simply unscrew the check stops and reverse the check stops. Basically, this will reverse the polarity with the water going to the cartridge, and problem solved. So it's much easier for any in case of mistakes. So I think that's it for valves. If I touch on the valve trims, so as Mark said, we have very thin trims. What this actually allows us to do, typically we try to have like an adjustment of about 3/4 of an inch, meaning that if the client changes his mind, if they want to go from ceramic to something thicker, they have about 3/4 of an inch of adjustment. Because of the thin walls and the slightly different construction we've done on the trims, you actually have over an inch and a quarter to be precise of adjustment. So there's plenty of room to make any last minute changes if they want. So very thin plate, stainless steel design. You got the O-rings sealing to prevent any water from going to the inside. The only thing that needs to be done during installation is put like a film of silicone to seal between the wall and the plate. The logos, I don't know if you can see, but we got the very elegant black on black marking with the H2Flow Lux logo, as well as the 38, which is our calibration temperature that we recommend, and the hot and cold marking. If we talk about finish, actually, so as Mark said, we have the chrome finish and as well as the matte black finish. And obviously, we want to make sure like we have the most durable matte black finish on the market. So this matte black is done actually with a process called electrophoresis, and we've also tested on we've done a gamut of tests to make sure that the finish is durable. Everything from a thermocycling test, basically where the parts are put in a chamber, which increases and decreases the temperature in order to make the metals and the materials work, to make sure that the finish actually adheres to the metal, to abrasion test, scratch test, and sand test. So to make sure that the finish is high quality and durable. If we talk about slide bars, Mark touched on that. So a few innovations. This is our square one, but we have the same thing on a round. A few innovations on this. First is the slider that basically, as Mark said, it allows you with one hand to simply touch the lever, press on the lever, and bring it up and down. Okay, just to make sure that we put a sticker there, which is a removable sticker on the lever, to make sure that customers know how to use it the first time that they use it. And this can be removed no problem after without leaving any marks. Okay. Another thing is the fact that this is adjustable. I don't know if you can see this, but there you go. That's good. So this is actually adjustable. So both anchoring can be adjusted from as narrow as you want to as extreme as you want. You can go all the way to the 30 inches of here. Okay. And what this allows us to do is to make the adjustment with the set screw, with the screw that you have over here. You once it's in position, you tighten this, and that's it. So it's much easier to change, to install, as well as to do any sort of any servicing that's ever needed. Lastly, in the showers, I want to talk about the matching. So we have basically this set, which comes for the hand shower and shower head, matching hand shower and shower head, single function shower head, and a two function hand shower. Two functions, three positions, meaning that once you switch the functions, you can you have like a shared one where the spray and the rain functions are activated. And what's really neat about this one is that it actually, instead of using the conventional little knob that you need to click, that you need to turn the face of it, or recently the push button, we have a trigger where basically with your thumb, simply push it right or left to switch switch functions. Okay. If the client would like something a bit, with more coverage, we have the stainless steel 304 version of the shower head. Okay, and I just want to say that all these products are obviously certified, not only CUPC but also WaterSense. So if you're basically WaterSense is a certification for water reduction and functionality. So I mean that all our shower heads are 1.8 GPM, but they combine the functionality without compromising, force and washing power. Then if we talk about bathtubs, we have the floor mount, the wall mount, which is, as Mark said, comes in the rough. So this is our 47 RBR, which is basically the rough of the faucet. This is installed first. Once again, it has the min and max, hot and cold inlets, and basically once this is installed and the trimming is ready to be installed, you have the test plugs, which can use to make sure that there's no leaking on once the hot and cold is installed. You want to make sure that your connection is done properly. So with these plugs, that allows you to turn on water and make the test. Once that's finished, then you just remove the plugs, install the cartridge, and install your finishing by removing all the plugs. Okay. One thing, like as Mark said, is that the feedback that we had from a lot of clients is the very large plates, the very large roughs that you see like with other products in the market. What this cartridge allows you to do is to change from one position, from one function to the other, all within the same cartridge. So basically, this is your pressure balance cartridge, as well as your diverter, all in one. So what you would typically have on a rough like this is the temperature control. You have your spout, you have your hand shower, and then in the middle you will have like your diverter button, which is the button that you press when you want to switch between spout and hand shower. In our case, because everything is integrated into one cartridge, we were able to narrow the size of the rough and create a more compact, more elegant product. What's actually interesting with this product actually is that even though we have only now the Nobua collection in H2 Flow Lux, this platform will be applied to other collections, future collections. So if your client is undecided about which collection you would like, what trimming you would like to see, he can always install the rough, and the trimming can be done afterwards. If we talk about the two-piece Roman tub, our NOB 42, same concept. So same cartridge as the wall mount is used on this. So basically what this allows you is that you turn forward for the activate spout and backwards to activate the hand shower. So yeah, basically within one cartridge you have the temperature control and diverter functions for both functions. Okay. So what this allows you, what this allowed us, or what is permitted us to have, is a design which is free of any sort of diverters, and no buttons in the back to press, or or any diverters in the front that you need to turn. Hand shower at 45 degrees, and the nozzles are long enough to prevent any sort of dripping that you might have that might occur along the body of the hand shower. Okay. That's it. And lastly, yeah.
We have two questions in regards of valves. So we have Arisa who asked a few questions. I will put her. Arisa, if you want to ask your question, you're on mute, or will do it.
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Of course we can.
Okay. My question is, are all the valves reversible shower valves? Like if they plumbed it incorrectly? That's my first question.
This is the one. This is the one that can be reversed.
Okay, that's the only one then. Okay.
The only one that can be reversed.
That's
okay.
That's our new generation. That's why we learned from it. What Karel said was the two previous one are the common thermostatic valve that we do have. This is our new model. So moving forward, for sure, we learned that this is and seems to be a feature that we should include.
Okay. And then my next question is, are all the rough-ins separate, or are they in with the finishing?
Absolutely, it's all separate. So that's why, yeah, we have the even for whether it's the valves, which come separate from the trims, so they have to be ordered separately. And same thing for the wall mount, which is also a separate screw, the 47 RBR, which comes separate, and then the cartridge. And all the finishing, the hand shower, the spout plate, that comes in a separate package.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you, Arisa, for your question.
Yep.
If anybody else has any question, please put in the chat and we'll answer live.
So lastly, on the bathtubs, we have the rough for the floor mount faucet. This is actually a new type of installation that we're putting forward, and once again, a lot of details into making it so that a smooth installation. Everything from I don't know if you can see this, but there's like little well, I just go like this. Basically, this allows you to it's a level to indicate to you, like, basically that the bubble needs to be in the center, and that way you'll know that that it's leveled, and then you don't have like a crooked floor mount. So that's one aspect of it. Basically, what it is, it's this is the part this is the rough that gets placed in the floor. Hot and cold inlets. Once again, they're all indicated. We want to make sure you don't want to install cold over here, and then when comes time to drop the floor mount, you're actually reversing. You're putting it. You're installing the cold one. So you got the hot and the red dot over here, which indicates what's supposed to be fed into the rough. You have a red dot. I don't know if you can see this. A red dot over here, so that you know which side, which hose, which tube is supposed to be slid into which connection. Okay. So so 1/2 inch female NPT connections. You have the adjustment over here, which can basically that's what determines like how deep you want to install the faucet. This is easily cut. It's malleable plastic, so it can be cut after. Once again, test plugs to make sure that you can turn on the water, so you can make sure that your water connections are done properly. And then it's just a matter of basically dropping the floor mount with the slip-on connections, installing your plates to make sure that it's secured. And although I don't have it here, the plate actually comes with slots so that you can maneuver it. So for some last minute or last adjustments that you might have, depending on if they placed the bathtub properly, or if you basically any last minute adjustments. So that's it. And lastly, to talk about the lavatory and kitchens, this is our monohull. It's once again, as Mark said, forward rotation. We played with the depth of the cartridge in order to minimize the gap between the body and the handle. So it's actually, you obviously can't see it here, but once you can take a look, you can see like how narrow the gap is when you open the handle. So it's all done so that you have like a sleek of a design as possible. Pivoting aerator, which allows you to basically pivot it 14 degrees, depending on the sink, you can direct your flow. Both finishes. CUPC marking in the back, certification marking in the back, and the H2Flow Lux logo in the front. Now, it's important to mention that these ones also, it's a fully full brass construction. Cartridge is 100% isolated from the inside of the body. So God forbid, although all our cartridges are top of the line cartridges, tested at 500,000 cycles, but you never know if somebody's being a bit more rough with the handle or with the cartridge than they should be. If ever there's a failure, since this is 100% isolated, it will never go towards the inside of the body. If anything, it will drip outside, and you'll see you won't have any damage counters or damage cabinets. It's also important to mention that the hoses, the flexibles, are no longer stainless steel, but they're actually nylon braided. So basically, that offers better kink protection if somebody is sort of a bit more rough during installation, so that they don't kink the hoses, as well as for corrosion resistant. As far as I know, nylon doesn't corrode, I think. So yeah, so that was our thinking during this for that. And lastly, like I think that there's not much any more points to add to the kitchen faucets, but same concept, forward rotation, as Mark said, nylon braided hoses for the inlets, and cartridge 100% isolated. So yeah, that's it.